Comics Plus, what is up? My name is Akasan.
My name is Miss Lividal.
I'm the Knight.
And I'm Marta.
And we are here for Batwoman, the season premiere.
Woo! I got beer, man.
Yeah, we might need it. Based on some of these trailers, we might just need it. I don't know.
I'm excited.
I loved Batwoman in the Elseworlds crossover.
Yes.
Which I know some of you haven't seen, but she was amazing. But you know, it all depends on who's producing what. So far from what I've seen of the show, the trailers were not convincing. The trailers showed me that this is not a show for me. I don't know if some of the propaganda or whatever got changed, but I'm willing to give it a fair shot. I'm willing to give any member of the Bat family a fair shot. So. You know, yeah, always. Nope, no problem, no problem. We're all safe. All well in the Bat family. I was talking to somebody today about, or what was it? Oh, yesterday, and we were having a conversation with somebody here in the Reactor House in New York about DC will just promote nothing that the only thing that DC ever pushes is Batman related stuff. And you're like, well, yeah, it's Batman. That's why, like,
DC is Batman.
There's a reason why, because it's so relatable in every sense. So, you know, I want to believe that this show is going to be good. You can't put Batman-related things and have something bad. Well, hopefully.
Right.
So, we'll see. Anything else, John? You want to?
I'm excited for the theme song.
Yeah.
I loved it in the
Crossworlds. Yeah.
It was pretty damn badass, so I'm excited to see that. And like I said, I was never one to jump on us harshly, even if at all, really, for, you know, with the trailers dropping and everyone feeling some type of way, feeling it was pushing woman empowerment and SJWs and all that stuff. Stupid shit they say these days. But like I said, I like Ruby Rose. I like what they did in Elseworlds, and I'm looking forward to it. Were the trailers a little cheesy on vibes somewhat? Yes, but it's also the CW, so I'm just like, yeah, fine. But like I said, I never had a negative thought towards this. Going into it now and everything else going on, I'm still excited. So I really look forward to it. I think Ruby is gonna do a good job. I think she's gonna kill it. I'm hoping she's gonna kill it. And yeah, I'm hoping just for good things for this. I'm excited.
Liv, Marta, anything you guys want to say about Batwoman? Do you guys know anything about Batwoman?
Resident women.
Yeah, so like CW, actually, I think what I'm kind of looking forward to seeing with CW is that I think they do a really good job of taking good stories and making it a little more mainstream.
Digestible.
Right. That's a good way to put it.
For someone like me.
Yeah.
Perhaps, right?
Yeah, and I think too, it's a really young demographic. So I think without things like this, we all grew up with these comics, right? But the demographic that CW focuses on is not something.
Yeah,
they need something like this in order to bring them to where we were.
That's a good point. I agree with that, which is why I'm very glad we have other networks out there to put other things out, like the DC Universe and like Hulu and even CBS and what's Free Zone or something like that. So no, I get that as well. So. All right, without further ado, full reaction on Patreon. I'm sure a lot of it is going to get cut out. We're all a little burnt out from New York Comic Con, but we're going to do our best to keep it edgy. Nope, wrong show. All right, without further ado, your latest, the beginning of Season 1 of Batwoman starts now. That's pretty cool, not going to lie. Okay. That's Batman? In the middle of the day? In a random street?
If you can do it in Dark Knight Rises.
I guess so. There you go, guys. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, there you go. You stood down.
We're going to start the countdown, officer. Copy. Stand by. 10!
Oh. That's what you get.
Oh!
Damn.
What is that?
That's me today inside Walking Dead.
Gardening shears. Oh.
Fucking Alice?
Yep. That's a very expensive. Oh shit. That was very well timed and framed and everything.
This.
Wait, what?
What?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Tag him and bag him.
Oh my gosh.
That was unnecessary.
That's one way to do it.
Right?
Yes,
I needed to go.
I heard that doesn't
I
really
always
exist.
seem to have the answers.
Hey, Chat City.
Eyes all over the city.
That's legit the same street. That's a Dark Knight. That is so cool though. That's a real throwback to the Dark Knight. Love it.
She's about to scale this whole bit.
Yeah, she about
Right.
parkour. This music, wow. They went hard on that.
Right.
Alright, so far, not bad, not great.
I think they don't want to be here, but they don't want you. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of being offended by that.
Right, exactly. That's a good point.
And maybe it's best we just kept your distance from that one.
That sucks.
Damn.
Wait, what does that paddle say?
Really?
Milk, well-behaved, CH.
Not for the mild, well-behaved child. It was their creepy disciplinary motto.
No offense to me, that's Casey's team on the south.
Thank
That's
you,
a
Ruby.
really specific.
Kate,
That.
Oh,
She already on that.
right. She getting a head start and
Right.
fucking vanishing.
I really.
Is that
Oh,
the,
they're
is that
going to
the It
the It
House?
House.
I was just wondering, like, what parts of this was filmed in Vancouver and what parts were done in Chicago. Damn. Okay.
Take his mask
Dumb
off.
bunny tricks are for kids.
That was pretty cool.
That's
The directing is
Come on, you had to
top
know that
notch,
one was
though.
coming. I'm gonna take one mask off. Now one mask off. You knocked them all to the ground. You don't want to see who they are?
Oh!
damn.
The objective right now is just
Survival,
not
right.
out. Yeah. Dope.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
Man.
Who the hell are you?
Right. I'm Alice. How do you do?
Oh god.
Dope.
It's my Aunt Martha's. She's wearing it the night that she and my Uncle Thomas were killed.
Why
did you say that
name? Why did you say that name?
That's why he's trying to stop.
you don't want to do that. I mean, they'll never truly know. Probably not.
Yep.
We're seriously not supposed to know what's down there.
Do I have this in the rules?
I will say the set design is really nice. It looks better than most of even Arrow. Like the directing is really good.
It is.
Yeah.
I think they want to go a little bit more
Thank you.
within the realm of CW, a little more gritty.
Right. Exactly. This almost looks like Arrow's entire budget for a season.
Maybe so she's not afraid of them the way.
It just looks weird.
It looks like
It
it's
really
already
does.
ready for a woman, though.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yeah, what's with those
Press,
legs?
yeah.
Why is the neck so long?
I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than the Gotham suit.
Secrets.
Yeah, okay, I want to see what's the deal here. Look, it's the middle of the day.
But like, where was Batman?
That's the whole point. Somehow Batman went somewhere.
He's just like, oh, there's a car dangling with a knocked out woman and 2 children. I'm just gonna put one child out
One calculation he didn't make.
and hook the car and then just leave.
Here I'm thinking that Batman cared more about getting the bad guy than...
That day, he thought he saved your mom and sister too.
Mm.
So yeah, he went after the bus. So the Joker was
Oh.
driving the bus or some shit.
to play by his own rules. Made him terrifying to his enemies.
Yeah, and his friends and his co-workers. We really
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
No, it's not.
Here we go.
When it fits a woman.
Okay.
It's the first place the bad guy goes, to the construction site.
Oh.
That's conveniently across the street.
Okay.
Oh.
Nah,
Nice. Drop down.
that's cool. Batman.
That was like the fastest tailoring job, though.
No. But yeah, I'm telling you, it was the same outfit.
Technically.
That is weird. She got a thing about getting hit by it. Oh shit.
I like the suit.
Yeah.
A little Catwoman.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn. She got hit by them foam bricks. Oh shit. She choked this bitch out.
So it's your first night in the field. It's alright, girl.
Ah, Rachel.
Right.
Oh, that's like legit how the Dark Knight happened. Let's not do that again. What? What?
Damn, she got a kiss.
Yeah. Back to work. Wait, did they legit fall in a bed? Excuse me.
That's the woman she loves and she's just gotta go.
Yeah, of course.
There she is. I we talked about never letting you out of my sight again.
Oh. Yeah. And it's a white boy.
Tyler works for Crows International.
Sorry to barge in.
Damn, Gina.
Last night.
Yeah. I should have left your ass on that building.
Right?
You're married.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Fuck.
Rip my heart out.
Yeah.
Shit.
Where's Alice? This bitch is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give her back?
Yep.
Facts.
Right?
Time and place.
Oh no.
Oh.
Watch, you know he's gonna die by the end of the season.
That's never come up in conversation between then and now.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, you
Why
get
would
married
It's
and
in
you
the
don't tell
newspaper
your
when they get
husband.
married. That's just her dad. Like,
She's
You
been
don't
up
share
across the
information
world.
like
She
that.
Oh,
don't-
yeah, they don't need to know that.
She in ice places and shit.
Exactly.
I don't know how long.
If you want to be part of the team, you're in.
I got a better job now.
Right?
Desk duty? What?
A way better uniform.
We believe. Okay,
leave.
about to leave.
My dad was running from his pain. To be myself. To play by my own
I kind of
rules.
like that. She's writing like Bruce.
I believe you're going to come home one day, Bruce. And before you kill me for borrowing a few of your things, I want you to read my story. Because it's only just begun.
She's getting an accent right
Your cousin Kate.
Ah.
She's not gone.
Oh.
But you would think
shit.
you'd recognize your own damn sister. Like,
Probably not.
Not that long.
no?
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Think she knows?
Your sister.
Oh, that's why she...
Together.
We're talking about the dolls in the chair with the nails and the
I
eyeballs
was
behind her?
fucking right.
Dude!
I figured you. That's exactly. Yeah, you knew. You called it. All right.
Come like the
Okay.
preview, right? Damn it.
All right. So there you go. All right,
it.
guys. There you go. That was the beginning of Batwoman, the season premiere.
Here for it.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep watching.
All the way.
I guess I will too.
See where it goes.
No, it was alright. It was alright. Like, you know, you guys made a good point. I think it was Liv that was saying like it because of the network it's on. It has certain traits, and certain traits I'm kind of tired of, to be honest. I think, and I think that it just has a lot to do with. It's been like Arrow has been on the CW for almost 8 years now, maybe 9 years. And for me, I've kind of grown out of that sort of style, the certain traits. So I'm kind of done with, and it being Arrow's final season, I'm fine with being done with that kind of style at this point. Particularly with the Disney Channel, their stuff coming up soon, what's on the DC Universe stuff, and everything. And especially after seeing something like Joker, it's a little hard to like shift back into this. That being said, I did think it was really well produced, directed, music was good, and just the story itself is. We'll see. I don't know. It's something. I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that I'm still coming off of Joker, and that particular style is still in my head. And we just got finished doing a long spoiler discussion. To go from talking about that so deeply to shift into this, I'm like, it's a little light, I guess.
Oh, so light.
Very light.
Yeah. I guess that's what it is for me.
Like I was complaining about the lack of emotion in this scene where she was not crying, but she shed a tear.
Yeah.
Like she legit is the
one
meme.
tear, one
shed
watery
a
eye.
tear, one eye, one tear.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's for this network. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I think it has potential to get a little darker.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely can see that direction. But for me, I loved this episode. I thought she was great. I love the tone. I love the direction. I love the story set it up. It's not the strongest thing in the world. Yeah. But like you said, definitely for the network and for the setup, it does justice for what they're trying to do so far.
You are.
Again, we have a whole season to find out what that will be and possibility to change. And I definitely believe it will get darker. I feel like the characters will be more fleshed out, and I feel like the acting will progress as more because this is her first like big, this is my project thing. So I feel like the farther it goes, the better the quality it will be. But I liked it overall. I liked her acting. I think she did well for what she was given and what she was supposed to do. I like the suit. I like the action sequences. Like you said, the way it's shot is really nice.
Yeah, that was really beautifully
And
done.
set design and all that.
The coloring, like the coloring itself and the color grade that they used was very good, and the collaboration between the set design of in-house and in Vancouver, but also mixing shots of Chicago. Had I not just been to Vancouver and gotten a behind-the-scenes tour of the Arrow sets and the Flash sets, and Vancouver Studios is where they film a lot of like the inside shots. Had I not known that, I wouldn't have been able to pick out certain pieces. So I think they did a really good job of creating Gotham, basically.
Yeah.
So that part was really cool. Like that set where the dinner and the movie or whatever where they were showing Zorro.
Oh yeah,
movie
in the park.
Yeah, that's like legit like a little area in the middle of downtown Vancouver, and so I just happened to see that right then and there. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was right there. So like, but yeah, I think they're doing a good job. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they hit personal quick with the sister thing. I love that stakes.
I thought that was, I agree with you. I thought that was kind of interesting. Had this been like 8 years earlier, they would have dragged that shit out till the end of like the first season.
Yeah, that would have been like the season cliffhanger.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, it's her sister.
It's like, fuck. Now we're gonna wait a whole fucking till next year
Yep.
or whatnot. But they got it right out the gate. It's like, okay.
That was a fork drop moment.
Yeah. So
That was
that means
good.
there's a lot more to come then that they're gonna hit us with.
I will say the Alice actress, some points were a little odd, but for the way they shot, and I think particularly what I really liked about it was the way they shot that in that last closing up scene when she's just sitting there.
And then the chair.
She has the potential to be more menacing, or she has the potential.
I can definitely see her.
You know what I mean? Like
more
some
yeah.
scenes, I'm like, what is this bitch like? Well, okay, when she was on the phone with homie, but other scenes, I'm like, it's kind of cool. Like,
Producers and people say like this season, like especially her, she will definitely be like a standout as the season progresses. So I'm excited because they kind of enter up a little bit. So now I'm curious to see, what she brings, because given this first episode, like she had moments where she's unhinged,
right?
Where she's goofy, where she's serious, and I think that fits well with the whole Alice, picture they want to paint,
right?
Because Alice and the Mad Hatter, they're both that type of character and kind of all over the place. You don't know what they're gonna do. Type
unpredictable.
Corny,
There's a level of unpredictability that is intriguing because then you're like, oh. Well, where's the story gonna go from here?
Well, it's certainly well,
more
and the other plot point that they're, I just do not like Luke Fox in this. Particularly, that's another reason. Not to beat a dead horse here, but CW, and it's just like, okay, we have to have one token black guy, we have to have one token gay guy. In this case, they just did both of them. In Arrow, there's a black gay guy.
He's gay, Luke.
Like, I don't know. You tell me. I'm just a feminine. I don't know. DC and DC Son and I had this conversation a few weeks ago, and I think it's more or less because of the basis of the comics. We know that Luke Fox, I believe, becomes Batwing.
Yeah.
In the comics, and like, you know, he's never been portrayed as like this nerdy, goofy, like, oh my god, like it's just a certain trait in every episode or every series. It's like they have to have one nerdy guy, or they have to have one nerdy black guy, or then they do the triple threat nerdy black gay guy, like that, like representation for everything. I don't know, maybe it's not.
He doesn't seem as annoying as that fucker from Flash.
Yeah. Oh,
the
Cisco.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The one who becomes the
Vibe.
Sonic dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
He always annoyed me. Luke doesn't seem like he's gonna be that level of.
Nah, but he looks like he's almost at the same level as Mr. Fantastic or whatever his name is. Black Fantastic. Black
Lightning?
No. Whatever.
Mr. Terrific?
Mr. Terrific, there you go. Yeah. Who had to always mention his partner like left and right. And he's like, okay. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Overall, it was satisfying. Better than I thought it was going to be. And that's it. Yeah.
Ladies.
Is it Russell Crowe? He's the dad? The head of the Crows? Is that his name? What's that?
No.
I
forget his. I forget his name.
No, I said Crow on my mind.
That's amazing.
It's definitely not Russell Crowe.
No.
But I forget
But
his
I've
name.
seen him. Like
He's
in
in
a lot of
I
movies.
think he's in The Princess Bride. I think he's in like a lot of these like typecasty
Really?
Taken movies. I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just a really recognizable actor.
He was a bad guy in
like,
Taken
when
3.
we wrote.
Was he
But
right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay.
The thing I found distracting about him, though, and you'll see it if you play this back. He does this thing with his hands where he's like this and like this every time, and it's like his hands are always like together, and it was distracting. That was like that was really annoying.
Oh, I think I missed that part.
Yeah.
We hit a trigger point
He's always
here.
like.
Right.
Batwoman is triggering for Mardo.
Right.
Hand chopping style.
This show displays hand communication. Warning.
Yeah, it's just, and then I took in college. I took a what's it called? Like stunt choreography class.
Okay.
I don't know. I wasn't really crazy about the choreography.
Oh,
I mean, there were a couple shots that were really great with the professional, like.
here's what else.
But I'm not crazy about her. I don't know.
So here's what I'll say about
That's a little
that is a reach of believability that we just have to kind of adhere to because of
low
it's
budget.
no because
Or-
it's Ruby Rose. That's what
Yeah.
like I'm not like as much as yes I know it's a comic book based sort of story. You can't convince me that Ruby Rose can deadlift some dude, like throw him into a table like that. Like, there's no way she can do that. Like, that's the only problem I kind of have when I see, like, I know what you're saying. Like, it's just, the suspense of disbelief is really strong on this one. Like, I'm gonna believe she up here, like, knocking people out. Nah, man.
I think we might believe her as the character more as like the storyline develops and the character develops. I want to like her as the character, but it's just
She's too skinny.
it's a little weak.
It's just too
yeah,
skinny. Like,
just a little weak.
Like, it
I
sucks.
was expecting, okay, if she's going out and training and doing all this stuff
Yeah.
for, I don't know how much time has elapsed, but it seems like a nice chunk of time has
3
elapsed.
years,
if,
I think,
if-
or more.
Yeah, if, you know, her ex-girlfriend could form a relationship and get married.
The asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like because I didn't see any of the trailers. I didn't even see any of the promo pictures. Nothing. I went in this not knowing a thing. I feel like she should have at least they could have put her through some more training. She's so skinny and meek and mouse.
I don't know. I believe her. It's just, listen, if we can believe Angelina Jolie whooping ass, we can believe Ruby Rose. Because Angelina was like this too.
Yeah, but Angelina Jolie is
she only looked big because of her breasts.
But there's just something about the way she carries herself that's different.
That's a good point. And let's
her
not
body.
I mean,
how you carry yourself, you still is your body frame. So I'm like,
maybe it's the way her body language. Maybe she knows. Maybe the difference is Angelina knows how to perform her entire body and pose.
But I mean, that's the differences, and there's a lot of reasons about that. You know, Angelina Jolie. Those are multi-million-dollar, half of.
I mean, she's pretty a new age Angelina.
No, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of money put into movies, and there's better editing put into movies, and careful choreography, and hire better stunt people. On top of that, a lot of Angelina movies are, from what I remember, is more gunplay, and it's a lot easier to fake gunplay and curve a bullet. You know,
she was all over the damn place.
Right? But you know, if you want to put into perspective the movie world, let's talk about Atomic Blonde. That's something that's a little closer.
I see that. I didn't get a chance.
That's something where you're gonna you got to make that really believable, and those are the same people that work on John Wick. You know, it's CW or whatever, it's TV. They're not gonna get the same John Wick type crew.
Yeah, I know.
But I do know what you're talking about, and that's also a combination of good stunt team, believable actresses and actors, and a good director, and particularly good editing, and a lot of those cuts were
There were some moments where I saw her, her timing was a little off.
Yeah, it was
maybe you know what it is too. It's like we were talking about earlier, that this is for the newer generation to get them, I feel like a younger.
I mean,
audience.
they're not here to convince they're not here to convince fucking film snobs like us and shit. They're just trying to get people that are just watching this during eating dinner or whatever, and they're just coming up next, Supernatural. It's whatever.
And also maybe for a younger generation, parents want to watch it with the younger generation, so maybe it's so mild, super mild. But
the moment you said that, and I just flashed back to Ruby's, Mrs. Kane's, or Miss Kane's flashback of her making out with her girlfriend.
You know what I was thinking when I saw that?
Yeah, kids want to watch this. Yeah.
You know what?
Use more tongue. Yeah.
I remember watching Ellen growing up, and Ellen, there was one episode where Ellen kissed a girl, and it was earth-shattering. 10 years ago, you would never have seen that.
Yeah.
Never. 5 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that.
I
appreciate that it's normalization of that. Yeah, for real.
Because think of it, there's no other lesbian superhero on TV right now, right?
Black Lightning.
But is she leading the show?
No.
Why?
Is that what you're trying to say? Lesbian-led TV show, a superhero.
I mean, I think Ellen's
because gays and lesbians are always gonna be secondary in the background of characters, but there's nobody leading this is my shit.
Yes. What? Wait, is she straight or I thought is she? Maybe she is. Or I was thinking that either she's gay or she's bi.
Ruby?
No, Batwoman. Is she all the way?
She's lesbian.
All the way lesbian. Okay. Okay. Maybe so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. Because they used to fuck around and call her lipstick lesbian. Everybody hated that. So. All right. It'll be interesting. I wonder if next episode she's gonna go fully into the whole red hair thing, because that's the kind of look I like. So it'll be interesting to see how this all grows. And I will say I did like the homages to the Dark Knight, as I always do.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. That whole scene on the rooftop was the Dark Knight taking on the SWAT. That was awesome. And then the whole falling was when Joker, when she jumped after Rachel and shit. Or he jumped after Rachel. So
Gotham's White Knight.
Harvey Dent, right there. There were not a lot of nods, and it's interesting to see. All right, guys, that's it. Full reaction on Patreon. I will be watching the show, and I will see you guys for the Batwoman fans. I will see you guys during Crisis when that comes up in a few months. Okay. Till next time, take care of yourselves and live it off. Make sure you check out our Instagram. The Knight, make sure you check out his YouTube channel. And Marta, you'll just see her when you see her.
It's okay.
We got another show to get to, The Walking Dead, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.